is ATN Global News. First, the headlines. Rivers government plans recruitment of sanitation marshals. Zulum warns of possible sabotage after Boko Haram drone attack. Tinubu appoints General Oluyede, new Chief of Defense Staff. Federal government approves $1 billion Lagos ports modernization. Explosive blast at northern Ukraine railway station kills 4. Ateta reviews decade-long plan for Arsenal set pieces. Actor Williams Uchimba calls for public execution of kidnappers.
In a world where marketing communication evolves, one conference is setting the pace for the future. The National Advertising Conference 2025. Over 500 marketing minds, 50 powerful speakers, 3 power-packed days of strategy, networks, and transformation. Join Nigeria's top marketing communication professionals at the Abuja Continental Hotel. It's Nigeria's biggest advertising conference. Learn, network, discuss, and get...
Rivers State government has announced plans to recruit sanitation marshals who will be empowered to arrest violators of environmental laws across the state. The chairman of the Rivers State Waste Management Agency, Dr. Samuel Wanosike, disclosed this while speaking with newsmen. Dr. Wanosike said the move is part of efforts to strengthen environmental enforcement and promote cleaner surroundings. He urged residents and business owners to dispose of their waste properly in designated receptacles, adding that plans are underway to provide more waste bins across the state. He further reminded the public that the ban on dumping refuse on road medians remains in force, warning that defaulters will face sanctions once the sanitation marshals are deployed. Federal Road Safety Corps, Imo State Command, has deployed over 650 personnel for its Ember Month campaign in the state. ATN reports that the term Ember Month refers to the final 4 months of the year, September, October, November, and December. During this period, there is traditionally a significant increase in travel as people move for holidays, celebrations, and year-end activities, which places heightened pressure on the road network. The sector commander of the FRSC in Imo, Mr. Odensi Oji, disclosed this on Friday during the flag-off of the 2025 Ember Month public sensitization and campaign in Owerri. Oji said among the deployed personnel are 350 officers and men of the command, as well as over 300 special marshals. The theme for the 2025 campaign is Take Responsibility for Your Safety, Stop Distracted Driving. He explained that the campaign was intended to raise awareness about the economic health, mental and emotional cost of road traffic crashes. According to him, the campaign targets commuters, livestock and roadside traders, motorcyclists, tricyclists, and their pillion passengers, local communities and leaders, as well as drivers and transport operators. Lagos State government has commenced the disbursement of compensation to residents affected by the ongoing urban renewal and regeneration project in Oworon-Shoki, Kosofe local government area. The payments exercise, which began on Thursday, October 23, 2025, was hailed as a testament to the administration's resolve to balance infrastructure development with social responsibility. Speaking during a well-attended ceremony held at the palace of the traditional ruler of Oworon-Shoki, the general manager of the Lagos State Urban Renewal Agency, Olajide I. Mashon, said the compensation followed a comprehensive process of verification, engagement, and enumeration, conducted in partnership with community stakeholders. According to Annie Marchand, the regeneration project became necessary due to the high number of illegal and deteriorating structures across Oworonshuki, many of which are constructed on waterways and drainage paths, creating environmental and safety hazards. Animashu praised Governor Sanwo-Olu for his visionary leadership and dedication to improving the living standards of Lagos residents, describing the compensation initiative as a reflection of transparency, fairness, and accountability in urban management. Operatives of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Kano State Command, have arrested 4 notorious suspected vandals and burglars who specialized in burgling houses. The command's public relations officer, Ibrahim Abdullahi, confirmed the arrest of the suspects in a statement made available to newsmen on Friday. He said the suspects were apprehended in three different local government areas of the state and had since confessed to committing the offenses. He said the exhibits recovered from the suspects include 9 mobile phones, 1 bicycle, 3 standing fans, 3 solar panels, and 1 flat-screen television. Others included 2 bundles of wires, 2 burglar windows, iron, 3 MP3 speakers, 1 small solar panel, 1 power bank, and 3 motor vehicle tires. He explained that the cases have been thoroughly investigated and the suspect will soon be charged to court. The statement noted that the NSCDC, under the leadership state commandant in Kano State, Bala Budinga, remains committed to discharging its core mandate of protecting critical national assets and infrastructure, as well as protecting the lives and properties of the public. He, however, appealed to the general public to assist in the fight against all forms of criminal acts by sharing useful security information or reporting suspicious movements of criminal elements across the state to the NSCDC and other security agencies. Kano State Command of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has commissioned a new outpost at Nai Ibawa Eastern Bypass in Kombotso local government area of the state. Commissioning the facility on Friday, the State Commandant Bala Budinga reiterated the need for collective community participation in security matters, stressing that security should not be left solely to security agencies. Budinga appreciated the efforts of the Nai Ibawa Eastern Bypass community leadership under the chairmanship of Abubakar Diso for constructing the edifice. He urged the residents and community leaders to continue supporting and cooperating with the corps to ensure optimal service delivery. He further assured the community of 24-hour surveillance and patrols by the new rapid response team of the Corps to support the operatives deployed to the outpost. However, Budinga cautioned personnel to shun all forms of corruption and the violation of citizens' fundamental human rights. He implored them to always adhere strictly to professional conduct and to discharge their duties in line with the core mandate of the Corps. Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum has expressed shock over the use of drones by Boko Haram terrorists to attack soldiers, saying that despite well-circulated intelligence that the Mafa area of the state would be attacked, troops could not prevent it from happening. Zulum disclosed this on Friday in Mafa town when he paid a post-assessment visit to areas attacked by Boko Haram in the early hours of Thursday. The governor, while briefing newsmen, expressed his grave concern over the emergence of this new threat, stating that the successful use of a drone by the terrorists to target a key military asset exposes a critical vulnerability in Nigeria's airspace security. The governor stressed that the incident is not just a concern for Borno State, but a direct threat to national security. He called on the federal government to conduct an immediate and comprehensive review of the nation's air safety and defense mechanisms. While commending the Nigerian Armed Forces, Zulum also urged members of the public to cooperate with security agencies by providing credible information on suspicious activities in their neighborhoods. 19 people who were kidnapped by bandits in Katsina State have regained their freedom following the ongoing peace efforts under the Operation Safe Corridor initiative. According to security analyst Zagazule Mukama, who shared the development in a post on X on Friday, the victims were released on Thursday morning at Inono Jigo village in Saboa local government area as part of reconciliation efforts with repentant bandits. The freed victims, who included both men and women from Saboa and Funtua local government areas, had spent several weeks in captivity before their release. Among them were Safaratu Basiru, 27, Jamila Awalu, 22, and 17 others. Makana revealed that local officials and community leaders received the victims and took them to Haske Private Health Center in Saboa for medical examination and care before they were reunited with their families. Authorities in the area said the situation is being closely monitored to ensure lasting peace and stability in the affected communities. Federal Capital Territory Administration has warned that schools denying vaccination teams access during the ongoing measles rubella campaign risk sanctions, even as it announced incentives to encourage full compliance with immunization across the territory. Mandate Secretary of the Health Services and Environment Secretariat, Dr. Adedolapo Fasawe, however, revealed that the administration is introducing a reward package that includes enrollment of vaccinated children into the FCT health insurance scheme, free health coverage for compliant schools, and recognition awards for communities and institutions that achieve full immunization targets. Speaking at a press briefing in Abuja, Fasawe said the incentives were aimed at driving cooperation while reinforcing the government's duty to protect children from preventable diseases. She described as deeply worrisome reports that several schools within the FCT had refused vaccination teams entry, calling it a violation of the Child Rights Act 2003. The mandate secretary revealed that the FCTA had compiled a list of non-compliant schools and issued warning letters reminding them of their legal obligations. She added that the administration would intensify advocacy through religious and traditional leaders while exploring legislation to promote compliance. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has felicitated with the Asiwaju of Ijesa Land and founder of the Ibadan Business School, High Chief Olayinka Fasoyi, on his 70th birthday, describing him as a visionary leader whose life exemplifies service, innovation, and community development. In a statement on Friday by his special advisor on information and strategy, Mr. Bayo Onanuga, the president commended Chief Fasoyi's remarkable contributions to national development, both as a management consultant of global repute and as a community leader whose initiatives have transformed Ijesa Land. Tinubu praised the celebrant's service to international and regional institutions, including the World Bank, African Development Bank, and various government agencies, as well as his leadership through the Ijesa Community Development Assembly and Ijesa Development Fund, which have significantly advanced socio-economic progress in the region. The president described Chief Fasoyi as a patriot whose intellectual depth and devotion to public good continue to inspire younger generations. President Bola Tinubu has announced a major shake-up in the leadership of Nigeria's armed forces to strengthen the nation's security system amid concerns about loyalty within the military. General Olufemi Oluyede has been appointed as the new Chief of Defense Staff, replacing General Christopher Musa, who was relieved of his duties. The new structure also includes Major General W. Shaibu as Chief of Army Staff, Air Vice Marshal S.K. Aneke as Chief of Air Staff, and Rear Admiral I. Ibas as Chief of Naval Staff. Meanwhile, Major General E.A.P. Ondiendeye retains his position as Chief of Defense Intelligence, ensuring continuity within Nigeria's intelligence operations. President Tinubu, speaking on Friday in Abuja, directed the new service chiefs to immediately resume their duties and adopt a more coordinated approach to national security management. The changes come amid rising concerns over emerging COPE threats and the government's push to maintain stability across the country. All appointments take immediate effect. President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Sanai Takaichi on her historic emergence as the first female Prime Minister of Japan, describing her emergence as a milestone achievement that reflects her long-standing contributions to Japanese politics and governance. ATN reports that Takaichi, a veteran politician and former Minister of Internal Affairs and Communications, was elected after winning majority support in Japan's parliament, breaking a decades-long gender barrier in the leadership of the world's fourth-largest economy. In a statement issued on Friday by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, Tinubu emphasized Nigeria's commitment to deepening diplomatic, economic, and strategic ties with Japan under Takaichi's administration. In the congratulatory letter personally signed by Tinubu, he extended warm wishes on behalf of the Nigerian government and people, while highlighting the shared values that underpin Nigerian-Japan relations. He noted that her victory represented both the confidence of the Japanese people and the recognition of her loyalty and service to her political party. Tinubu also reaffirmed Nigeria's willingness to expand bilateral cooperation. He expressed optimism that both countries would strengthen economic and diplomatic ties under her leadership. National Assembly has commenced deliberations on far-reaching constitutional amendments that could see the creation of 55 new states and 278 additional local government areas across the country. Barrow's Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Ismail Mudasha, disclosed this in a statement issued in Abuja on Friday. Speaking at the opening of the two-day joint retreat of the Senate and House of Representatives Committee on the review of the 1999 Constitution in Lagos, Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Barrow Jibrin, reaffirmed the legislature's commitment to delivering people-centered and timely amendments to the Constitution. Barrow, who also chairs the Senate Committee on Constitution Review, urged lawmakers to work towards fulfilling their promise of transmitting the first set of amendments to the state houses of assembly before the end of the year. Barrow noted that members are expected to resolve these issues and make recommendations to both chambers, expressing optimism that progress could be achieved within the two-day session. While stressing the need for patriotism and unity in the review exercise, Barrow, who also serves as the first Deputy Speaker of the ECOWAS Parliament, urged participants to avoid divisive tendencies. As stakeholders back bills seeking to protect victims of fraudulent withdrawals, the House of Representatives has reiterated commitments towards delivering reforms that would strengthen confidence and protect Nigeria's financial system. Chairman of the House Committee on Banking Regulations, Honorable Mohammed El-Rufai, gave the assurance in Abuja during the public hearing on the bill, which seeks to regulate factoring, the purchase of receivables, and the establishment, operation, and control of factoring and receivables financing businesses, and the bill which seeks to amend the Banks and Other Financial Institutions Act 2020. While pledging commitment to the committee to continue strengthening Nigeria's financial system, Honorable El-Rufai explained that the bill for an act to regulate factoring, the purchase of receivables, and the establishment, operation, and control of factoring and receivables financing businesses seeks to deepen access to finance for small and medium enterprises, promote liquidity, and align our legal framework with international best practices in trade finance. He added that the bill to amend the Banks and Other Financial Institutions Act 2020 reflects a deep concern for consumer protection and the integrity of the country's financial system.
It brings before us two important bills that reflect this committee's continuing commitment to strengthen Nigeria's financial system. The first is a bill to regulate factoring, the purchase of receivables, and the establishment, operation, and control of factoring and receivable financing business. The title of the bill is HB 519. This bill seeks to deepen access to finance for small and medium enterprises, promote liquidity, and align our legal framework with international best practices in trade and finance. The second is a bill to amend the Banks and Other Financial Institutions Act, both year 2020. That title is HB 1168. It is sponsored by a colleague of mine, a brilliant legislator, Honorable Moses Oluwatoyin Fayinka, a distinguished colleague whose initiative reflects a deep concern for consumer protection and the integrity of our financial system. It is a proposal that focuses on protecting victims of fraudulent withdrawals from their accounts and ensuring accountability and in the financial system. Both bills share a common goal: enhancing trust, transparency, and stability in our banking and financial ecosystem. I look forward to constructive inputs from all stakeholders as we work towards legislation that is effective, fair, responsive to the realities of our economy. Together, we can deliver reforms that strengthen confidence and protect every participant in the Nigeria's financial system.
While delivering the keynote address, Governor Uba Sani of Kaduna State, represented by Special Advisor on Research, Documentation and Strategy, Mr. Fabian Okoye, described the Factoring and Receivables Financing Bill as a legislative intervention that can significantly deepen access to finance and energize Nigeria's productive economy, especially for our micro, small and medium enterprises. Governor Sani applauded Speaker Abbas Tajuddin for his visionary leadership and steadfast commitment to economic reforms and for demonstrating consistency in promoting legislations that directly impact the productivity and competitiveness of our economy. While commending the 10th House of sustaining legislative momentum on this critical reform, he observed that by organizing the public hearing, the committee has created an inclusive platform for stakeholders to refine the bill and ensure that it truly meets the needs of Nigeria's economy.
This bill is one that I hold close to heart. During my time in the Ninth Senate, as chairman of the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance, and Other Financial Institutions, I sponsored the Factoring, Assignments, and Receivables Financing Bill with the goal of establishing a clear legal and regulatory framework for factoring and receivables financing in Nigeria. Our intention then, and the purpose that continues today, was to empower businesses to convert their invoices and receivables into immediate liquidity. Many Nigerian enterprises deliver goods and services on credit, but are forced to wait months before being paid. Factoring provides a practical solution by enabling them to raise cash against those receivables, sustain their operations, meet payroll, and expand production. Around the world, factoring has become a critical engine for trade finance and SME growth. In emerging markets, it accounts for billions of dollars annually in financing, improving cash flow, reducing defaults, and supporting export competitiveness. With the right legal backing, Nigeria can unlock similar benefits, attract investors into the factoring space, and strengthen our financing infrastructure.
Other stakeholders drawn from the financial sector of the economy at the hearing expressed the beliefs that the bill will significantly impact positively on the country's economy. Magistrate Court sitting in Kuje, Abuja, has granted bail to human rights activist and publisher of Sahara Reporters, Omoyele Sowore, alongside several protesters arrested during the Free Nnamdi Kanu Now protest in the Federal Capital Territory. Others are Aloy Ejimako, counsel for the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, his brother, Prince Emmanuel Kanu, and 11 others. The court, presided over by Magistrate Abubakar Umar Said, issued the bail order on Friday after the defendants were arraigned on charges bordering on unlawful assembly and disturbance of public peace. According to the ruling, the court granted Soare and other protesters bail in the sum of 500,000 naira each, subject to the condition that they present a verified national identification number. The magistrate also directed the defendants to present their 3-year tax clearance certificates and submit their passports as part of the bail conditions. Soare was arrested on Thursday by operatives of the Nigeria Police Force after leaving the Federal High Court in Abuja. His arrest, which was captured in the videos that circulated online, drew widespread criticism from civil society organizations and human rights groups who described it as another attempt to suppress dissent and silence activism. Human rights activist and Free Nnamdi Kanu Now campaigner Omoyole Soare has been rearrested by the Nigerian police shortly after his court appearance at the Kuje Magistrate Court on Friday. Soare, alongside Nnamdi Kanu's brother Prince Emmanuel Kanu, a former member of Kanu's legal team, and 10 others, had earlier met their bail conditions. The court granted them bail in the sum of 500,000 naira each, with 2 shorties residing in the Federal Capital Territory and possessing valid identification and 3 years of tax clearance. Despite fulfilling the bail conditions, only Soare was reportedly picked up and whisked away by police officers to the Kuje prison shortly after the proceedings. He is expected to be arraigned on Monday, October 27, on a fresh charge related to his claim that President Bola Tinubu is a criminal. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has criticized the governors of the People's Democratic Party for excluding him from key decisions, warning that the party risks collapse if it persists with this approach. Wike made the remarks during a media parley in Abuja on Friday, lamenting his exclusion from major consultations despite his long-standing role in the PDP. The minister questioned why his exclusion was justified simply because he no longer holds a governorship position. Wike further criticized the notion that internal crises could be blamed on the ruling All Progressives Congress, insisting that the PDP's problems were self-inflicted. Speaking on the party's planned national convention, Wike said the leadership had failed to complete necessary congresses and other key processes, which he claimed were stalling progress. The PDP has in recent months faced internal crises and a wave of defections involving top members such as Enugu State Governor Peter Mba, Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborowori, and the Governor of Akwa Ibom, Omo Eno. The party is also battling multiple legal suits over its forthcoming convention. Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party has dismissed allegations of forgery and signature cloning made by the party's National Secretary, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, as false and baseless. This is contained in a statement issued by the BOT Chairman, Senator Adolphus Wabara in Abuja. Anyanwu had alleged that his signature was forged on the correspondence transmitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission regarding the party's forthcoming elective convention. He, however, said that the gravity of the allegation and its capacity to mislead party members and the general public necessitated a clear and factual clarification. He said that subsequent to that, Anyanwu was formally inaugurated as the Secretary of the Contact and Mobilization Subcommittee for the 2025 National Convention. Wabara added that in the capacity, Anyanwu co-signed official communications for the subcommittee, including letters of appointment issued to its members, alongside the subcommittee chairman, Senator Doye Diri, Governor of Bayelsa State. Former Kano State Governor and leader of the new Nigeria People's Party, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, has debunked claims that he dictates the affairs of Governor Abba Kebe Yusuf's administration, insisting that Kano State government operates independently. Speaking in an interview as part of activists marking his 69th birthday in Kano, Kwankwaso dismissed reports of a rift between him and the governor, Yusuf, describing them as baseless and politically motivated. The NPP presidential candidates in the 2023 general elections also cautioned party members who are abandoning the NNPP or the Kwakwasiya movement, warning that such defections would attract political consequences in the 2027 elections. The former defense minister expressed optimism that the NNPP would remain a formidable political force ahead of future elections, noting that Nigerians, particularly the youth, are now more politically conscious and determined to resist manipulation at the polls. We'll go on a short break now, and when we come back, we will continue with the rest of the news. Please stay with us.
From the
Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. Now to the rest of our stories. Federal government has approved the $1 billion port modernization project for Lagos ports and has also begun the procurement process for upgrading other seaports across the country. This was disclosed by the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adeboyega Oyetola, during the 2025 Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport Nigeria Conference in Lagos. He was represented by the Managing Director of the Nigerian Ports Authority, Dr. Abubakar Dansoho. According to Oyetola, the ongoing ports modernization program is focused on improving infrastructure, enhancing cargo handling efficiency, and expanding overall capacity to meet global standards. The initiative covers Lagos ports as well as other maritime gateways outside Lagos to ensure balanced development across the sector. He explained that the government is determined to strengthen logistics performance and boost Nigeria's competitiveness in marine trade, creating a more attractive environment for investment. The minister also highlighted the achievements of Deep Blue project, noting that Nigeria has recorded zero piracy incidents in the last 3 years. 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate Mr. Peter Obi has called on the federal government not to focus on port development in Lagos but extend such gesture to other strategic ports. In a post on his verified X handle on Friday, Obi said Nigeria's infrastructure investment remains excessively concentrated in Lagos, often at the expense of other strategic ports such as Warri, Port Harcourt, Calabar and Onne. He added that if fully developed, the ports could enhance productivity, drive trade, create jobs, and open new economic corridors that would lift millions out of poverty across the Federation. Financial Action Task Force has officially removed Nigeria from its list of jurisdictions under increased monitoring, also known as the Grey List. The decision was taken at the FATF October 2025 plenary in Paris, France, following the country's successful implementation of a 19-point action plan aimed at strengthening its anti-money laundering and countering the financing of terrorism framework. Nigeria was placed on the grey list in February 2023 after the FATF identified strategic deficiencies in its AML CFT systems. Over the past 2 years, the federal government worked with the FATF and the Intergovernmental Action Group against money laundering in West Africa to address the identified gaps through legislative reforms, institutional strengthening, and enhanced interagency coordination. Key reforms cited by the FATF include the enactment and enforcement of the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022 and the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022, the operationalization of the Beneficial Ownership Register, and improved supervision of designated non-financial businesses and professions, announcing the country's exit from the grey list in a statement released on Friday. The Director CEO of the Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit, Hafsat Bakari, said Nigeria had enhanced the capacity of its intelligence and law enforcement agencies to detect, investigate, and prosecute financial crimes while deepening international cooperation and intelligence sharing. You're still watching the News on Atlantic Television Network, and up next is international tidbits. Ukraine officials said a man detonated an explosive device at a railway station in northern Ukraine on Friday, killing 3 other people and dying of wounds he sustained. Ukraine's border guard said in his statements that 3 women, a border guard and 2 civilians were killed in the blast, which happened during a document check on a platform next to a train. The man, 23, also died while being treated in an ambulance after the blast, it added. Ukrainian media reported that he detonated a grenade, but a spokesperson for Ukraine's Interior Ministry told newsmen that they could not confirm the type of device. An image from the scene posted on Telegram by the Ukrainian Border Guard Service showed rescuers helping casualties from the blast on the platform. The man had recently been detained for attempting to violate the state's border in the western section of the state border, it said. Spanish police said on Friday that a Pablo Picasso painting that vanished en route to an exhibition has been found, raising doubts if it was ever loaded onto a transport truck. The artwork, which belongs to a private collector in the Spanish capital, was said to be displayed as part of a new exhibition at the Caja Granada Foundation. But when the truck's contents were unpacked on October 6, the curator noticed that the Picasso piece was missing. All items delivered by the truck had been under video surveillance since their arrival 3 days earlier. The Caja Granada Foundation said in a statement, the missing painting was reported to police, who confirmed its recovery on Friday, though they did not disclose where it was found. Police released images of their scientific experts examining the package containing the recovered piece. Picasso's works are frequently targeted by the thieves due to their high value. 2 of his paintings recently sold for more than $140 million at auction. In 1976, more than 100 Picasso works were stolen from the Palais des Papes in Avignon, France. All the pieces were eventually recovered. Picasso, born in Malaga in 1881 and who died in 1973, is regarded as one of the most influential artists of the 20th century. Japan's conservative new Prime Minister Senai Takaichi vowed Friday to bring U.S. ties to new heights with President Donald Trump while taking a swipe at China and vowing a stricter stance on immigration in her first policy speech. Japan's first woman premier, who so far is enjoying high poll ratings, also told the rowdy parliament that 2% of gross domestic product will be spent on defense this fiscal year, hitting the government's targets 2 years earlier. The comments came 3 days before Trump, who wants Tokyo and other allies to boost their military spending, is due to visit Japan on his way to church talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping in South Korea. Takaichi, whose idol is Margaret Thatcher, said she would build a relationship of trust during Trump's visit, elevating the Japan-US relationship to new heights. Known before her appointment as China hawk, Takaichi also said that the military activities of China, North Korea and Russia have become a grave concern. China's foreign ministry reacted by hitting out at Japan, increasing its defense budget and relaxing restrictions on arms exports. And now to our sports news. Celtic head coach Brendan Rodgers has provided an injury update on Kelechi Iheanacho. Iheanacho picked up an injury in the Hoops UEFA Europa League 2-1 victory over Austrian club Sturm Graz on Thursday night. The Nigeria international was replaced early in the game due to the setback. Rodgers confirmed that the forward sustained a hamstring injury and could be sidelined for a lengthy period. Iheanacho moved to Celtic Park on a free transfer this summer. He has established himself as the club's first-choice striker. Galatasaray president Dusan Özbek has disclosed that Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen's contract with the club does not have a release clause. Osimhen, who was on loan to Galatasaray last season, joined the Turkish Super League champions on a permanent transfer this summer, bringing an end to his time with Italian side Napoli. The deal was finalized after Galatasaray triggered the €75 million release clause in Osimhen's Napoli contract, addressing speculations of a release clause being included in his contract with Galatasaray. Özbek put the reports to rest, revealing that there was no such thing. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta revealed on Friday that the Gunners' set-piece mastery has been over a decade in the making. This season, Arsenal have scored 10 Premier League goals from set pieces, the fastest any team has reached double figures in league history. Arteta, who ended his playing career at Arsenal in 2016 before joining Pep Guardiola's coaching staff at Manchester City, said he recognized the importance of set pieces 10 years ago ahead of Crystal Palace's visit to the Emirates Stadium this weekend. He emphasized that free kicks and corners would be key to Arsenal's success. A crucial figure in this success is Nicolas Jova, Arsenal's set-piece coach since 2021, who previously worked at Brentford. Arsenal's defensive record is also remarkable. The team has conceded just 3 goals in the league and kept 3 consecutive clean sheets in the Champions League, marking the best defensive start in the club's 138-year history. For context, Jose Mourinho's Chelsea allowed 15 goals in their little winning Premier League season, 20 years ago, a record that still stands. And so our entertainment news. Nollywood actor Williams Uchembe has called on the Nigerian government to enforce public executions for convicted kidnappers, saying that visible and decisive punishment is the only way to deter the rising wave of abductions across the country. In a video shared on his Instagram page, Uchembe expressed frustration over what he described as the government's failure to enforce existing laws on capital punishment. According to him, the absence of strict consequences emboldens criminals to continue their acts with impunity. The actor also cited China as an example, noting that the Asian nation maintains that death penalty for serious crimes such as kidnapping and corruption, a policy he believes has contributed to its low crime rate. Uchembe's comments come amid an alarming rise in kidnapping incidents across Nigeria, particularly as the festive season approaches. The period is often associated with increased criminal activity. The actor urged the authorities to act decisively, insisting that firm and public enforcement of justice would serve as a deterrent and restore public confidence in the system. Famous singer Niniola Apate has addressed speculations of being secretly married. There were rumors that the Maradona crooner's absence from the spotlight was due to marriage. Addressing the rumors in a recent interview, Niniola clarified that she isn't yet married. She debunks the speculations that she was keeping her marriage secret for it not to affect her career or bookings. On why she's yet to collaborate with her younger sister, singer Tenny, Niniola said it has to happen at the right time and under the right circumstances. She emphasized that music is business, adding that there's no family in business. Kim Kardashian, a famous American reality star and singer Kanye West's estranged wife, has been diagnosed with brain problem. She made this known during the premiere of The Kardashians Season 7 on Thursday. Discussing with her sister Courtney, the 45-year-old Skims founder disclosed that little aneurysm was found in her brain during a recent magnetic resonance imaging MRI scan. While attributing the causes of the aneurysm to the emotional stress from her controversial split from her ex-husband, singer Kanye West. It reports that the media personality got married to Kanye West in 2014 and finalized their divorce in 2024. Actress Yvonne Jegede is celebrating 2 decades in the film industry, marking a significant milestone in her career. In an Instagram post, she reflected on her journey and expressed gratitude to colleagues and fans who kept her afloat over the past 2 decades. With a stunning photo, Yvonne recalled starting out as a 20-year-old unaware of the impact in the industry would have on her life. Over 20 years, Jegede has established herself as a talented actress. She's told stories, played diverse roles, and embodied various personalities. She thanks producers, cast, and crew who've worked with her, acknowledging the acceptance of her strengths and weaknesses, and noted some have become like family. Yvonne also appreciated her fans, calling them her family. Excited for the future, she declared that life begins at 20 and promised more to come. Famous British rapper Dave has dissed Nigerian strikers in one of the songs on his new album, The Boy Who Played the Harp. On the track, Chapter 16, Dave claimed Nigerian strikers lie about their age by using them as a comparison with ladies who lie about their age. Dave's diss track has sparked controversy online, with many accusing him of generalization. Though a British citizen, Dave has Nigerian heritage through his parents, who are immigrants from Edo State, Nigeria. He has collaborated with Nigerian artists such as Burna Boy, Wizkid, and most recently Tems on his new album, The Boy Who Played the Harp. ATM reports that age cheating scandals are very common at all levels of Nigerian football, including the national teams. Nigeria once disbanded the under-17 men's football team due to widespread age cheating. And that's the global news for tonight. Before we go, another look at the major stories. Rivers government plans recruitment of sanitation marshals. Zulum warns of possible sabotage after Boko Haram attack. Tinubu appoints General Oluyede new chief of defense staff. FG approves $1 billion Lagos port modernization. Explosive blast at northern Ukraine railway station kills 4. Ateta reviews decade-long plan for Arsenal set pieces. Actor Williams Uchimba calls for public execution of kidnappers. I am Francis Necker. Thank you for watching. You can follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, now X, at Atlantic TV Net, Facebook and YouTube at Atlantic Television Network, on Instagram at Atlantic TV Network. Remember, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching.